if I don't shave my head, I feel dirty. Like I feel like I haven't washed today, and I look like in my mind, a dirtbag. Coach Devin here. No one is harder on me than me. That is about the biggest truism of my life right there. No one is harder on me than me. I am exceedingly hard on myself. I beat myself up on a regular basis. I expect perfection out of myself all the time in every aspect of my life, and it's ridiculous. But I thought I would share a little bit about how I feel about things because I have been dealing with this my entire life. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that are similar to me. So I thought I'd just share how I feel about things and how I feel about, physically, how I deal with stuff in my life when you have a little bit of a perfectionist streak to you. Before you get going, hit that heart down below, hit that bell. The heart means you like the video. It helps with the algorithm. More people see these videos. I try to make videos to help people be more healthy and fit. That's my job. I've been a trainer for a long time, 28 years. I've owned a gym for 11 years. So, hit that heart down below, hit the bell, please subscribe and comment about things you do to help if you're one of those people like me who want to be perfect all the time. All right. Now, I can tell you, I don't know where it started for me, the need to do everything right. What's funny is I don't expect perfection from other people. In fact, I sort of welcome other people, doing, not being perfect. In fact, I assume it's going to happen. And I don't have any issues with that. I'm not one of those people that's out there going, okay, well, I expect perfection out of everybody around me. Not that guy. Never been that guy. In fact, I tend to be, if anything, with staff, in relationships, whatever, I understand, things happen. I was going to say shit happens. Shit does happen. Things happen. And, I'm usually the guy who is like, yeah, that's okay. I understand. I tend to roll. When it comes to other people, I roll with the punches quite often. Sometimes I get, stubborn. We all do. And I am, lots of times I've been guilty of being stubborn. But usually I can come back to a center point and understand, that, it is what it is. But when it comes to myself, I have a hard time with clicking the off switch. I'm a pretty intense guy. But I also tend to, and I don't know if you're like me, but I tend to beat myself up about things in life generally. When it comes to the physical side of things, if I'm, and I go through little kicks here. Like sometimes I'm on the kick and I'm like, I want to get bigger and stronger. So then I'm just lifting weights like a crazy person and eating like a horse. And I never get as big as I want to get. It's weird, but whatever it is, I'm like, I'm never quite there. When I want to get leaner, and that's where I am now. I like projects. So in case you're wondering, I like a project for my body. I like to be working on something. I feel like if I'm not working on something, what am I doing? So I do like a project. Right now I'm working on a project for getting leaner. I want to see how lean I can get. I've lost about 22 pounds since January 1st. We're talking about 9 weeks or so. I'm down about 22 pounds. Pretty pleased with that. But again, when I see pictures of myself, I'm like, not very good. That's how I look at it. I like, you don't look very good. You can do better. And, in reality, that's probably really stupid. And people, I'm sure, out there look at me and go, look at that egotistical jackass. He's posting, a picture of his abs or whatever. I post those pictures because they remind me in my head when I see them, and I put them out there for public consumption that I'm not there. That's why I post them. I'm like, you know what? I'm grinding. I'm doing my work. I'm busting my ass. I'm getting up doing cardio first thing in the morning. I grind on hard every day. I don't back down from a challenge. But I post them to remind myself that I have to keep going, and I've committed to doing something. It's really, it comes down to accountability for me. I need the accountability and the pressure knowing that, hey, people see you. People see that I said I was going to do this, so goddamn it, I will do it. That's how I am as a person. I like the pressure cooker of having to do that on that side of things. So that's where I am on that one. So yeah, I don't post pictures because I'm egotistical or narcissistic or whatever, or actually I'm even proud of myself where I am. I think I'm an enormous work in progress. I don't think I'm there. And the funny thing is, I don't know if I'll ever get there in my head either. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it'd be nice to think I would get there, but I also know me, and I tend to be a guy who is like, It's never quite enough. Nothing is ever enough. Too big, big is never enough. Lean, never enough. Nothing is ever enough. It just tends to be my personality. So that's why I post pictures, because I want to keep myself accountable. I want to keep myself on top of things and keep myself going, okay, you have to grind down and don't back down on things. But that's also how I am in, friendships, relationships, how I am with staff. Nobody can be harder on me than I am on me. Like if I get in a disagreement with someone, I spend a ton of time overanalyzing and analyzing whether or not I was wrong. And I can convince myself sometimes I was wrong or maybe I was wrong when I wasn't. But for the most part, I'm a guy who wants to, look at what I did, and I try to look at it. I tended to be a guy who looks at everything through the frame of, am I getting somewhere, and is this the right thing to do, and am I okay here? Am I right? Was I partially right? Am I mostly wrong? And I tend to fall on the side of, I tend to want to be a peacekeeper, and I tend to take responsibility for stuff. Not always good at assigning responsibility to other people, even when they do really bad stuff. In the past, I've had issues with that. It is difficult sometimes for me to assign that responsibility to people, even when at the beginning and I'm pissed off and I'm like, no, it's your fault. I usually come around, and the reason I come around is because I spend a ton of time overanalyzing and overthinking things. It's just like the physical side of it for me. Relationships the same way. I mean, the guilt I feel over things that happened with the kids when they were younger is ridiculous. I can look at that and go, that's the stupidest thing ever, Devin. It would happen 18 years ago or 15 years ago or 10 years ago, and you got to get over it now. I still think about it. It still makes me feel bad. That's who I am. I'm a huge overthinker. I overthink, I overanalyze, and I usually come down on the side of, you need to do better, Devin. Don't be a half-ass. Do better, do better, do better. That's how I am as a person. I like a challenge. I always want to do better. It doesn't always work well, because I'll be the first one to admit I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I do dumb stuff. Lots of time I do dumb things, and lots of time I have to apologize and be like, shoot, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have thought that, or I'm like that. I tend to probably over-apologize, but again, in that side of things, it just is what it is. I always want to be perfect in what I do, and the problem is you can't be perfect at what you do. And I don't know if you're like that. I'm not sure. Even when it comes to exercise, I want to be able to do the exercises perfectly. I want my relationship to be perfect. I want everybody to be happy all the time. I want my staff to be happy all the time. I want my clients to be happy all the time. I want all of them to get what they want and get their, get as fit as they want to get, and they get all the results they're looking for. That's who I am as a person, and it's not healthy. It's not a good idea, and I don't honestly know what the answer is for that. I mean, I've tried a lot of things. I can give other people advice and tell my kids, listen, don't worry about that. Let's turn the page. It's not worth fighting over or being upset over, but I can't turn that shit off myself. It is really hard for me. And I would welcome anybody out there who has an idea of how to deal with that side of my personality to tell me. A write-up comment, I would love to hear from it, because it is a challenge. It is tough. It does get in your head, and it makes you question a lot of things, and I don't, honestly, being a perfectionist all the time, I quite often think, man, I wish I was one of those people who was okay with not being, walking around with abs all the time. It would be nice to be that person. I'm not that guy, though. I can't turn it off. I just can't turn that stuff off. It's as simple as shaving my head. To break it down for you, it literally is that my perfectionism goes to even shaving my head. If I don't shave my head, I feel dirty. I feel like I haven't washed today, and I look like in my mind, a dirtbag. It's stupid, but I actually feel dirty because I haven't shaved my head. And when I shave my head, then I feel much better. It doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I mean? Like, that is not reasonable. I'm not actually dirty. I'm still washing myself. So it doesn't make any sense. But for whatever reason, if I don't shave, something's wrong with me. And that's why growing a beard was tough for me, because my wife wanted me to grow a beard. I was like, I don't know about that. Unless the beard was perfect, then that stressed me out. And I'm like, it's not quite lined up where I want it to. That's how stupid I can be with this needing to do things the right way, needing to look the same way. I mean, I wish I was not that guy, but I definitely am that guy, and that's how dumb it is. Right from shaving the head to everything. It literally is everything. But it's funny. But again, like I said, it's not about other people. I don't expect other people to be perfect. In fact, I expect them not to be, and I understand it, and I'm respectful of that. It can be a little hard on me, though. But if you have ideas on how to fix that one, I am fresh out of them, to be quite honest, because I give myself advice all the time and say, Devin, stop being an idiot, but it doesn't seem to help. If you have comments, questions, or ideas for me, write them up down below. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Don't fight the awesome.